Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope your day and your week are going well so far. We've got a new day, which of course means a new NBA player prop video to share with you guys. We've got some more round 2 playoff action. Just one game in tonight's slate. We got Knicks-Pacers game 2, but I found a ton of value and a ton of great picks to share. But first, as always, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. Quick little shout out to GT Pop, an avid viewer of the channel. He regularly views my videos, as videos, all of that stuff. A quick little funny story. I think I told you guys I play in a men's soccer league during the week. I do my monthly giveaways, obviously. GT Pop had won my giveaway for last month. And so I accidentally sent all my new my team's new soccer uniforms. We ordered a bunch of new jerseys and everything, uniforms for the league. And I accidentally shipped them all to him. And he did a really good job of responding and reshipping them to me. So shout out GT Pop. I told him to give a little shout out in today's video for helping me out with that. And apology, that was a blunder on my part, not checking the shipping address. Really good guy along with the rest of you guys. You get a lot of great people here in the Guy Boston sports community. Appreciate all of you. So for today's video, we obviously, if you watched Monday's video, we took a big swing and did a 4-leg parlay plus 1,000 odds. We missed it. We hit 3 out of 4 legs. We were close. Jokic kind of screwed us, but it kind of gave me the appetite to do it a little bit more. And so what I'm going to do for today's video, I have a 5-leg parlay plus 14.25 odds. We're taking another big swing for the fences here. Now, there's not going to be a straight prop segment and a parlay segment because all the props that are in the parlay, minus except I think one of them is an alternate line, the other 4 props are just straight prop bets that I'm throwing in the parlay. So instead of doing a straight prop segment, a parlay segment, although, where all the straight props would just be in the parlay anyways, we're just going to do it all in one shot. There's a 5-leg parlay, again, plus 14.25 odds. If you want to bet the props individually, you can. Only one of them is an alternate line. I think even that one's only minus 170. No crazy alternates. We're taking a swing for the fences here. Only one game in tonight's slate. Let's go for it. We were 3-0 in our Pacers Knicks game 1 picks, so hopefully we can carry that energy into today's video, and let's cash a big motherfucking parlay. All right, guys, with that said, let's go over to the Outliers screen here. If you don't know what Outliers are, the best sports betting tool on the market. There is a special link in our description below that gives you a 7-day free trial to check it out for yourself. You got nothing to lose at all. You go ahead, you try it out, and you like it, you keep it. If not, not a big deal. You guys seen the videos what I do with the tool in front of me. There's so much insight, so much data. Again, one more time, 7-day free trial when you use our special link down below. All right, guys, first leg of our 5-leg parlay, going Andrew Nembhard of the Pacers, over 14.5 points plus assists. We're getting this for minus 140 odds here on DraftKings. He has cashed this in 9 of his last 10 games. He's cashed it in, it looks like 6 straight playoff games. The only game so far this postseason that he has not cashed this was in game 1 versus the Bucks. He had 6 points and 3 assists. But every game in the playoffs since game 1, he has cashed this over, including game 1 versus the Knicks. It was a close in game 1. Yes, it was. He had 11 points and 4 assists in game 1, so he just barely cashed it. But when you look at the head-to-head data so far, 6 of the last 8 times he's faced off with the Knicks, he has cashed his over, including 3 out of 4 times he's played them this year. The only time he didn't was February 10th. He missed the mark with 7 points and 4 assists. So he's cashed it consistently versus the Knicks this season and last season as well. And you also add that in the playoffs, he's been red hot so far in the postseason. Of late, I like the spot here for Andrew Nembhard. And like I said, the good news for us here is that his minutes have increased significantly. You see here in the playoffs, he's played at least 29 minutes in every game so far this postseason. So you see that he's playing plenty of playing time. And just to show you guys, when Andrew Nembhard plays 29 minutes or more this season, a 63% hit rate, 17 out of 27 games. And looking at the head-to-head data here, 5 out of the 6 times he's played the Knicks when he's played 29 minutes or more, a minimum of 29 minutes, he has cashed the over, averaging 18.17 points plus assists per game. All right, guys, second leg of our 5-leg parlay. We're going Josh Hart, over 15.5 points. We're getting this for minus 150 here on DraftKings. And yeah, look, 8 of his last 10 games, he's cashed the over, including game 1 versus the Pacers. He had 24 points. We know the Pacers' defense is horrific. We know, especially versus shooting guards, they're bottom 3. We had this pick on our parlay on Monday, and it cashed with flying colors. We had points plus assists the last time. This time I'm just going points. The math is simple. You have a horrible defense in the Pacers, so a great matchup for Hart. He's the second best player on the Knicks. He's really the only scoring option outside of Brunson that the Knicks can kind of rely on. So the shot volume is there. We'll go ahead and down below and look at the shot attempts, and you see Of late, you see he had 13 shot attempts. He's averaging over the last 10 games about 13 shot attempts per game. A couple outliers there you see versus the Sixers there. He only had 7 attempts. He had a really bad game. That was his really bad game versus the Sixers. But overall, you see in these playoffs, he's taking at least, in the ballpark of 11 to 13 shots. So he's the second biggest shot taker on the Knicks. He's the guy they kind of rely on after Brunson. And with this bad defensive matchup in terms of how bad the Pacers defense is, good defensive matchup for Josh Hart. I like him to keep scoring and to keep shooting in this series. So for him to score 16 points, I think is a pretty surefire bet here. All right, guys, third leg of our 5-leg parlay. This is going to be a little bit controversial here, but I'm going Jalen Brunson under. That's right, under 45.5 points plus assists. I actually bet his over on Monday, and we cashed. I'm taking the under. The line is really high, and rightfully so. He keeps cashing it, so the books keep pushing the line higher and higher. And look, he's cashed it every time they've increased it. You see, the last 5 games, he's cashed his over in each of his last 5. So look, am I a little crazy for betting this? Maybe, but the Pacers defense, as bad as it is, versus point guards, they're actually not as bad. You see here on the right side of the screen, they are actually top 10 in both assists and points allowed versus opposing point guards. Now, Brunson obviously takes a ton of shots, so the defensive matchup doesn't really matter too much. My point here is that although Brunson's been really hot, the public's going to keep betting on him. Excuse me. The public's going to keep betting on him. They're going to keep taking his overs because that's what people do. You see that he keeps cashing. You see he keeps hitting. People are going to keep betting the over like I did on Monday. I bet the over. It's gonna hurt. The books are going to make their money back at some point, and I think it could be here in Game 2. Everyone thinks Brunson's invincible, and he's playing great. I think we'll have another great game here tonight, but 45.5, really high line, is going to keep going up. I'm going to take the under here. Is it risky? Absolutely. But I think this could be the game where the under cashes. I think the Pacers are going to make adjustments. Again, the shot volume is crazy for Brunson. You see how many shots. Over his last 10 games, he's taking almost 28 shots a game. Not far off what he did all season long, but, in the minutes played, obviously he's playing, in the last few games, 43 minutes or more. I just think that in this spot here, I think the Pacers could force them to miss a couple extra shots. I think that what goes up has to come down eventually, and so I think this is a good spot here to take a risk here with Brunson's under. And look, if that didn't convince you, prior to Game 1, he cashed this line under in 5 straight matchups versus the Pacers, including the previous 4 times they played this season. He had some big games. You look at 39 points, 4 assists, 40 points. Again, he's had some big games, but this line is super elevated. 45.5 is a high line. He's averaging 39.67 points plus assists per game versus the Pacers in his last 6 games. But again, prior to Game 1, this 45.5 point line, he cashed the under in 5 straight times. Yes, he hit it in Game 1. That's why the line is as elevated as it is. I'm going to take advantage of that elevated line and bet the under here. All right, guys, 4th leg of our 5-leg parlay. We're going Siakam. Over 29.5 points plus rebounds plus assists is the highest odd of the parlay, minus 170. He has cashed it in 6 of his last 10 games, including each of his last 2, including Game 1. He had 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. He really went super nuclear in those first 2 games of that Bucks series, and then he really kind of quieted down a bit, but he's still playing pretty well overall. He's averaging 33.1 points plus rebounds plus assists over his last 10. Again, elevated slightly because of those 2 Bucks games. We look at the last 5, still averaging 27.4 points plus rebounds plus assists. You see he had one pretty bad game there versus Milwaukee. The Knicks don't have a ton of weaknesses in their defense, but you look at where they're weakest, I would say small forward and power forward are 2, and again, the numbers aren't great, but they're a great defensive team. But versus down low, the Knicks are kind of struggling right now with their size. Mitchell Robinson isn't 100%. Randall's obviously out. So I think this is a good spot here to take Siakam. Again, he did cash this line in Game 1. You look at the head-to-head data here. 2 of the last 3 times he's faced off with the Knicks all this season with the Pacers. This is not including his data when he was with Toronto. This is just his data with the Pacers. You see he cashed it 2 out of 3 times, and the 1 time that he missed, he just barely missed. So the numbers are pretty similar. He's averaging 29.33 points plus rebounds plus assists per game. You see the names are all pretty similar. 18 points, 19 points, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 6 rebounds, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 assists, 5 assists. They're all pretty similar in numbers, and if it's going to be around that every time he plays, I'll take my chances on the over and hope that maybe he dishes a couple extra assists like he did in Game 1. Maybe he scores a few more points. But I do like the spot here for Siakam. And even on the year, the season data, a 63% hit rate this season on this over, 55 out of 87 games. So the data overall is pretty solid here for Siakam. All right, guys, 5th and final leg of today's parlay. Comment 10 down below. We are about to approach the 10-minute mark in today's video. We're going a little quick because I got to get to the pizza shop, so we are kind of flying through the data here. Again, as always, guys, the link for these picks will be in the description below. So you guys can go ahead and just click on that. It'll show you all the picks to follow along. You can add to your bet slip, and you can bet them all either individually or as the parlay, whatever you'd like. But that link will be in the description. And one more plug before we get on to the 5th and final leg of today's parlay. Again, I talked about it on Monday's video. I am hosting my 3rd annual charity golf tournament on Sunday, May 26th. The proceeds go to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. If you guys are in the Norwich, Connecticut area and you'd like to play, obviously I will have the link for the registration for that. It's $150 per person, $1,000 cash prize to the winning team, tons of great contests and stuff. But you guys at home who maybe can't make the trip out, there's still a way that you can help out. We are doing a 50-50 raffle. That link is in our description below, the outlier link. I will have the link for the 50-50 raffle. I've already had a couple people buy some tickets the other day, which I appreciate that. Listen, we're all sports bettors here. It's the reason why you're here. You're here to make some money. You're here to gamble. And it's a fun way to gamble with a little bit more. 50-50 raffle, it's $10 per ticket. Again, if you know how a 50-50 raffle works, 50% of the pot goes to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. 50% of the pot goes to yourself. So all it takes is one ticket. You can buy as many tickets as you like, but all it takes really is one ticket, and you have a chance to win a lot of money. So, guys, go ahead and check that out. Again, it goes to a great cause. My 3rd year running my golf tournament, so I really do appreciate it. So, here we go. 5th and final leg of today's parlay. We're going Dante DiVincenzo under 7.5 rebounds plus assists. We're getting this for minus 125 on DraftKings. He has cashed this in 6 of his last 10 games. But if we're looking just at the playoffs here, you see he's only cashed this once so far in the Knicks playoff games, which was that final game versus the Sixers. He had 7 assists and 4 rebounds. But for the most part, he's been cashing this consistently throughout the postseason. Even the regular season, or the season as a whole if you include playoffs. A 67% hit rate for DiVincenzo on this under, averaging 6.28 rebounds plus assists per game. Look at the head-to-head data here. A 75% hit rate versus the Pacers. 3 straight matchups, including Game 1. He cashes under. In Game 1, he had just 3 rebounds and 1 assist. You look at the Pacers versus shooting guards. They're top half of the league in rebounds allowed, top 5 in assists allowed. So actually a pretty good defensive matchup there. Although they give up a ton of points to shooting guards, they don't give up a ton of rebounds and assists. Again, the data overall is pretty fantastic for DiVincenzo. A lot of green across the board. He's cashed it in 3 straight matchups with the Pacers. Nice little 5th and final prop to throw into today's parlay. So again, guys, when you click that link down below that takes you to the picks for today's slate, it'll bring you to this screen. There's our 5-leg parlay for today's video. Jalen Brunson under 45.5 points plus assists. Josh Hart over 15.5 points. Andrew Nembhard over 14.5 points plus assists. Pascal Siakam over 29.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. And Dante DiVincenzo under 7.5 rebounds plus assists. Again, you parlay all of those together, you get a parlay of plus 1425 odds. Really big swing for the fences here, but we're taking a risk. Again, we went 3-0 on our Pacers-Knicks Game 1 picks. I don't see a reason why we can't do it again here, get a clean sweep, and win some really big money. I felt really good on Monday about that parlay. We were really close. I feel good today. Let's go ahead and swing for the sense. Someone said aim for the moon and shoot for the stars. Really great quote. Love that. But guys, that does it for me today for today's video. Thank you very much as always for watching. Again, one more time, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. I will be back tomorrow with another NBA player prop video. Until then, I hope you and me, I hope we're all winners.